Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to our weekly project status update. It is June 29th. This year is halfway over. How exciting. We open this week with Friends of Mozilla, and we have a nomination coming to us. A shout out and thanks to Flocky as he ends several years of service this week as an Upworker and a Mozilla contractor, working with the Mozilla Tech Speakers community and the developer relations team as an advocate and instigator. Don't be a stranger, Flocky. I need to get a virtual applause button for Zoom so that we can celebrate in some of these meeting agenda items. I'll work on that for a later update. We move on now to our calendar of events. Wednesday, July 1st, that is this Wednesday. That is it for events. We do have a list of upcoming events that are beyond 1 week out. These are events supported by the Mozilla DevRel team. Some of them on the list have been canceled, some moved to online only, and some are still up in the air. Please stay tuned to this agenda, which is updated weekly, so that you can know which of these events are still happening and when they're happening. With that, we move to our speakers section of the meeting. And we open this week with Jared Wine of Team Firefox with our weekly Firefox update. Jared, take it away.
Thanks, Asa. Firefox 77.0.1 is our latest stable release. Firefox 78 is in the beta channel and ships to our stable release audience tomorrow, June 30th. And Firefox 80 is now in the nightly channel, and over the last week has seen about 385 bugs resolved as fixed, including these notable changes. Just a slight correction there. We did the merge this morning, and 80 is now on Mozilla Central, and it'll appear tomorrow. So 79 will start showing up in beta tomorrow. Dynamic first-party isolation has been enabled on nightly. Firefox now has an about config pref app.update.notify during download that will notify users when an update download is happening. The experimental features section of preferences is now enabled by default on nightly, and WebRender is now enabled for AMD laptops. Thank you for the update, and I'll pass it back to you, Asa.
Thank you, Jared. Next up, we have David Bryant, Head of Advanced Development with our Emerging Technologies update. David?
Thanks, Asa. Hello, everyone. Last week was Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference, and there's always a lot of announcements and news that comes out of it. Wanted to make sure everyone saw something that was talked about in the developer keynote, and that was that Apple announced that Safari is adopting a web-based API for browser extensions, very similar to our web extensions API. And this is big news. It's similar in many ways, built using the same technologies, makes it easy for developers to now write one code base to extend the browser experience and deliver newer, entertaining pieces of web experience to their end users. And this is now possible, including Safari, which is great. Additionally, as part of that, we worked with the WebKit and our add-ons team to make sure that all of the information about Safari is now included in the browser compatibility data published and referred to by developers and a lot of developer tools on MDN. So MDN browser compatibility data now can also help you understand which parts of these APIs are supported by Safari and how to actually make use of them. So pretty excited about that. Great to have Apple contributing and maintaining that data as part of our MDN BCD. And there's more information in a Hacks blog post if people want to read about it or take a look at some of that data. This past weekend, in fact, just finished yesterday, was Indie WebCamp West. For those of you that have been following along here, the summer is usually when we have the Indie Web Summit. We posted it in our Portland office. I had plans to do that again this year, but obviously that didn't happen. Instead, we decided to use the same weekend to host Indie WebCamp West, and that made it the first 100% online Indie WebCamp in the Pacific time zone, and it was incredibly well received. We had 50 people, actually over 50 people, on Zoom and on the online stream following along over the weekend for 2 days of great keynotes, the topic discussions that were organized by the folks attending, and then Sunday is a hands-on day where everyone works on their website or helps each other build and enhance some of the Indie Web capabilities into their own home pages. A lot of that's still available. We recorded all of the keynotes, personal site intros, breakout sessions, and demos. So there's 10 hours of video that you can get to from the information on the website, and the link is here in the wiki. And we did, in fact, have presenters and participants of all ages. So it's certainly evident from the size of the crowd and the enthusiasm that people are very interested these days in taking control of all of their online data. And so definitely looking forward to getting more folks involved in doing that. In addition to upcoming Indie Web Camps, there are also Homebrew Website Club meetings, which Ava highlighted a couple. Asa did at the beginning of the meeting. And in fact, most of the folks in the community are online all the time on any of various channels that are linked to in the website. So love to see you all helping us or help you bring your web presence online. Lastly, last week, there was an announcement from a company, OKDo, based in the UK. And they're a provider of IoT, Internet of Things projects and components, both for hobbyists, educators, and entrepreneurs. And they announced a thing they call the Mozilla Web Things Gateway Kit. It's built around the open source code base that we have, the Mozilla Web Things Gateway, and is designed to make it easy for home hobbyists, or better yet, teachers and folks in a classroom setting to introduce themselves and their students to the whole world of the Internet of Things, the Web of Things, and taking control of your own smart home environment. We've been happy to work with OKDo. They approached us actually late last year about this idea that they had, and particularly they were interested in Web Things Gateway because of the many properties that has drawn the community to it. So open, standards-based, all the data is retained locally, and you'll find a link here to the Hacks blog post about that, which will and how they intend to have people use it. That's the news from ET. Asa, back to you.
Thank you, David. Some exciting updates there. I'm particularly pleased to hear that the Indie Web Camp went so well. As David noted, you can tune in for our weekly Homebrew website clubs, which are listed in the calendar of events in this agenda of this meeting. That is it for the week. We have no introductions, so we are wrapping up. We will see you same time, same place next week. Until then, keep on rocking the free web.